Hi, Brian Davenport here, and I'm going to tie for you today a fly called a rabbit fly. A friend of mine told me about this fly. He saw it in a book somewhere along his travels and decided to tie it up, and he shared it with me. It's a nice little lake fly. You can tie it with smaller sizes for panfish, a little bit bigger sizes for bigger trout and whatnot. Never fished it in a river. Does really well in the lakes. So first thing is a 2x long streamer hook. We'll get that in our vise. I've already debarbed the hook. And then we'll use some black. This is 8/0 Semperfli Classic. Put my eyes on here. We're going to start our thread about 2 eye lengths back. And we'll go ahead and we'll dress our hook. And we'll come back to right about where the barb would have been. And I'm using just rabbit strips. I find it's a little easier. You can use the longer hair off of a mask. And these come in a lot of different colors. We'll clip that loose from the hide. I don't want a lot of fuzz and fluff in the bottom, but some build up a little bulk here. On our tail about the length of the hook shank. Right about there. We'll go ahead and we'll tie that in. Pinch wrap, pull it tight. Give that a couple securing wraps. Okay. Then we'll just go ahead and we'll get the rest of this bound down to the hook. Body doesn't have to be overly flat. We're gonna put dubbing on here. So now we'll go ahead, we'll put our half hitch on there. And one more. Okay. Our next material is dubbing, and I'm just using, it calls for Chartreuse, and I'm using some Chartreuse ice dubbing. Get a little bit off here. Get that spun on. Okay. And we'll bring this back to the rear. And get this dubbed on. Had a little bit much on there, but that's okay. We'll make the body a little fatter here. Okay. A few wraps there. Half hitch. For the next thing we want to do is we want to do our collar. Unlike most people would assume, instead of the collar into the rear like this, we're going to turn that around and we're going to put our collar to the front. And you want the length to cover the body, so I want to bring it back to about where the tail starts, maybe a little longer. Peel out some of that fluff. All right. We'll do a little pinch wrap. And on this, we want it to encircle our hook. So we'll do a couple there. We'll index our vise. We'll get another pinch. of our rabbit. Again, we'll turn that around. We already know about how long we want it. So I'll just bring this in here, do a pinch wrap. Secure that down. And again, one of the things you want to make sure is it encircles the hook. I'll come in and we'll trim our fluff out of there. And the rabbit's a little slippery, so we'll make sure that's bound down good. Now we'll just sweep all this back. Bring our thread in front. And you want to wrap this down right in front of that dubbing so it flares the collar. Okay. You got a step right there, so we'll bring that up just a little bit. There we go. Half hit so we don't lose everything. And our next piece of material is some Peacock Herl. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a couple strands of Peacock Herl. And I'll trim the tips out. And we'll give this a wrap in. Trim the excess off. Down here just behind the hook eye. And we just want a little bit right back here in front. So we're just going to give it a few little wraps. And we'll come in. We'll tie our Peacock Herl off with a few wraps. Trim the excess. Grab our whip finish tool. There's 4, 1, 2, 3. Nice little head on that. Trim our thread. And there you have it. Rabbit fly.